the other day, talking to Babbage, third down defense was obviously a topic.
Yep.
And he said, if you're frustrated, you can imagine how frustrated we get. From a player's perspective, when you played well on first and second down, and you get him in the situation you're trying to get him into, and then can't get off the field, just how frustrating has that been for you?
It's extremely frustrating. Just doing everything we can to learn from the mistakes that we've had in the previous games and just correct them. And just being on the same page, that's the most important thing when we're out there.
Pinpoint a couple of things that have been problematic. Ravens game and Dolphins, obviously not the Jets game.
Yeah.
What have been some of the things?
There was a couple times in both games where they quick counted us and we were kind of on our heels a little bit, and I feel like they converted on those times when they quick counted us, you know what I'm saying? So us basically being at the line, being ready, having our call ready, and not like waiting on the offense to be ready. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's one of the biggest things.
What's it like to balance, though, knowing that you've got things to work on and yet this team is 3-0?
I mean, that's a great feeling. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not at our best whatsoever. And being 3-0 is very encouraging because we still have a ways to go, and we're going to get there, and I'm excited to see us when we're at our best.
So you would say that you guys have not been, it hasn't been perfect by any stretch of the imagination, right?
I agree, yeah. For sure.
Expound on that if you can. What are some of the things that you see that are just not the way they're supposed to be?
I mean, just like you said, on third downs, just making sure that we're more so on the same page and not getting put on our heels more often. And I feel like that's something that I'm not saying we easily can fix it, but we can fix it. You know what I'm saying? So just showing that kind of, I'd say, edge and that being ready is going to be a huge help for us.
Yet, despite all the problems, I hate to be his counter because I understand that there are issues to deal with. Despite all that, in two of the three wins, this defense has come up with a big total when it counted.
Yeah.
What does it say that you guys will play that full 60 minutes and not get discouraged over the mistakes that have happened? This team does not seem to be able to beat itself. Isn't capable of beating itself in that sense.
I mean, I just feel like we're a resilient group. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter how the game's going. We're going to have that mindset that we can win the game, regardless if we're down or if we're up. So at the end of the day, we have to keep playing the same, and there's times where we have to fix things that we haven't fixed in the past, and we're going to be better there.
Can you talk about the difficulty of communication for the defense at home? So often it's talked about the offense is going to have a hard time communicating on the road. Yeah. But it's the same way when the crowd is so into it to ruin their offense that it inhibits your guys' ability to communicate?
Yeah, for sure. Our defense takes a lot of communication. And that being said, when we're at home, we can't even hear each other. So there's a lot of people, you might see safeties running up to the line of scrimmage talking to the linebackers in the air. Like, we actually have to be demonstrative when we're on that field, and everyone has to have a sort of awareness that if the picture changes on offense, it could possibly change on defense as well.
Just repetition of the continuity of the guys you've been before. Obviously, when you get Micah and Jordan, I'm sure it was a little bit different, but is it just kind of looks and subtle tells because you can't hear?
It's definitely that. And I would say more so just having an awareness, like being in tune to the game plan, being, okay, we're going to make a check right here, but we all need to be on that same page and we all need to make that check. So if one person doesn't make the check, if 10 guys get it on the field, then there's a problem. You know what I'm saying? So all 11 guys need to get the check, and that comes with awareness, communication, and hand signals.
You don't even want to say, you don't want the crowd to shut up.
Nah, you don't want the crowd to shut up. I mean, but honestly, sometimes I'm like, we playing away, so we gonna hear each other good. Like, I feel like there's times where we play better away, just for that reason alone.
You've seen from Max Hairston as he's kind of trying to navigate the rookie season and the injury?
I'd say his energy and his he comes to work with a smile on his face every single day, and that's something I've noticed every day. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that energy, him not being down, even when he first got hurt, he wasn't down. Like, he's always engaged and always trying to get better while not being on the field. So really his attitude, that's something that I've seen, and I've been very impressed with it.
Last year it was Cole who missed time and then finally got out there, and a lot of talk was about that. The same thing's going on for Max a little bit. Can you put yourself back to rookie Taron and saying like what it was like learning this, and if you miss all that time, how difficult it is to figure everything out.
Yeah, it was a challenge for me, I'd say, and it's gonna be a challenge for him. But at the end of the day, like you have to accept the challenge and accept that there's gonna be some growing pains and learn from those mistakes and get better after that. And that's all you can really do as a young player in this league. Is there's gonna be times where you don't look your best or you're not at your best, but those are just things that you learn for when you're a vet, and you get better from those mistakes or from those losses.
Max hasn't even had a chance to make those mistakes yet. So
Nah, he hasn't. He hasn't. But I mean, we'll get there.
he's really starting to ramp things up now. We saw him out there in practice today. Do you get a sense at all that he's really, really looking forward to finally getting on the field?
For sure. Like he's always talking to CB, like trying to pick his brain, just talking to Trey, trying to pick his brain, just trying to make sure that when his time is available, he's going to be ready. You know what I'm saying? So I love it. And I feel like he's going to be ready.
Aaron, how do you, as a leader on this team, make sure guys don't look at the Saints' record and maybe take it lightly because of it?
I mean, I tell them. I mean, it's the NFL. Like, to me, it don't really matter about the record. Like, any team could be any team. So I treat every game the same and prepare the best way I possibly can. And I try to tell the young guys the same thing.
And that being said, we've certainly had some marquee moments in these first 3 games. What would it mean to get one of those marquee moments early in this game against the Saints, really kind of set the tone on defense?
It'd be huge. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we start fast. I mean, we got a quarterback like Josh. You know what I'm saying? We could really do some damage. So at the end of the day, we do want to start faster and make some huge plays in the beginning of the game.
For you, this team is really good at home. What does that mean to you?
It means I expect to win. That's really my expectations. So yeah.